it, I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
Boom, welcome back to the best college football show in the entire world. It is Spiked College Football. It is episode 8, 9, 10, or 15. I don't know what week it is. I don't know what's going on. My camera's all fucked up. I don't have a shirt on because I'm giving you guys the shirt off my back with my picks. I'm 23-13. I'm the best gambler on the internet. I don't even care right now. I don't like the way the phone's going. No, fuck you guys. The phone's going like this. I'm doing the phone like this, and you can all suck my dick. I don't like it. This is my show. I'm the fucking leader. My team actually won this week, so all of you can suck my balls. Listen, guys, it's been a great week so far. I've already won my first couple bets because I love when there's football on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I love it. I'm losing this game, but that's all right. But listen, let's talk about college football. Let's talk about episode 7, what we came back with our picks. JC, not very good last week. It's okay. You're still real pretty. But that's right. We got a lot to talk about. 23-13 on my gambling. Not that great last week. 1-3. Still your wifey's favorite gambler, your baby mama's favorite bookie. Let's fucking go. Let's roll. Let's have a good fucking episode. What's up, guys?
Missouri did beat Kentucky, though. I sucked last week, but I did get that.
James, yes, James. Missouri did beat the cousin fucking blue-faced losers from that state that nobody gives a fuck about. It's literally just Southern Ohio. So, yes, congratulations on beating a bunch of people with an IQ of 72.
TA, can you put a border up or something just to give him something to wear? Because right now it's just all Johnny.
That's what I want.
It's we got borders, we got something to frame him with, right? He's in that corner. Let's do that.
I really want to get Photoshop again just so I can purely portion the quadrants exactly to how I need to do that exactly.
We're building, people. Well, I mean, Miami's not building, but everybody else, we're building.
Rob, I told you that your team's season's over, and guess what? Your team's season is over. Your coach officially killed you, people.
I fucking picked against them and was right.
This is what happens. You can't even bounce back against. I mean, you guys are pathetic. Your program is now dead. You might be worse than the blue cousin fuckers in Kentucky. You might be that. You might be worse. Your entire program is dead. Dead. Yeah. It's dead. It's worse than Nebraska. You can't. No, you're done.
God, he's just hammering everybody tonight.
No, because when I'm done being nice about shit, I'm done. Your fucking team is dead.
Dead? I don't even know what that means. The program still exists.
And I don't know what you mean you're the only team that won. My team played, so that means I still won.
Tyler, we're not talking about a Division II team, okay, bud? Listen, we're not talking Division II football.
Team that's gonna win the West. That's for sure.
Speaking of that, I want to talk about something real quick. Do you guys realize that Iowa can go 11-1 and make the playoff?
No, they won't.
They won't go 11.
No, they won't.
They'll be
no.
He's saying they can.
But they could.
I mean, yeah, and Miami could salvage the season by beating FSU, but
But they won't win the West. That's the only problem.
I'm just letting you know that is a very not terrible possibility. Iowa's going to win the West.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Nope.
At 13 points a game, that's what we're banking on.
They scored 15 this week.
Oh, pardon me. I sit corrected.
The remaining 6 teams on the schedule went 1-4, and the one was because 2 of them played each other.
Listen, why are we doing it? Guys, again, I apologize for everybody that's listening. Nobody gives a fuck about Miami football or the Big Ten East or West. Nobody cares. Let's talk about teams that people care about.
Mike.
Told you was going to shut down the Heisman Trophy winner, who was going to dominate and win by 4. They won by exactly 4 touchdowns. pretty sure if you go back and click on the thing, the button here, after you like and subscribe, I actually said they were going to win by 4 touchdowns.
I think you said 100. I'm pretty sure you said 100 touchdowns.
That was just, being crazy. But my first prediction was 4. We won by 4. We made Caleb Williams look like a 4th-round draft pick, which he really is, because I don't think he's a first-round pick. I never believed he was a first-round pick. I mean, he couldn't handle a little bit of heat from a bunch of white dudes. Literally, we were blitzing him with white people, and he couldn't handle it.
At least
Imagine what happens if he plays a defense with, like, real athletes.
I'm just glad that Notre Dame learned how to blitz because they refused to do it like every other game.
We absolutely dismantled that team, and we tore down the Pac-12. Pac-12 is now a 2-team race, and that's it.
I mean, that's true. Still going to be the best conference in football, though.
Yeah, with USC maybe being the 6th best team in that conference.
Yeah. That's
what
good.
What else happened? Bama barely survived Arkansas. Very good game. Bama just can't play offense. And in the second half, Arkansas, I actually moneyline bet Arkansas at plus 950, and I thought they were going to come back and win. And I would have won a lot of money. But
how about
it was
the dog of the week?
What's
how
that?
about my underdog of the week?
Who was it?
Pittsburgh demolished Louisville.
Man,
30
if we're
points.
being honest here, we all knew that was coming because that was the spot, right? Like that's the spot. You come off the biggest win in 10 years, and you
30
go to
points.
Pitt,
Holy
and you go
shit.
to Pitt, and you just lay an egg. Like Rob, that was a great pick. We all knew that was coming, but that was the traditional letdown spot, and you picked it perfect.
Well, and I figured it would be like a close game. They'd miss some field goals, whatever. I didn't think it'd be like almost 5 touchdowns. Like I was impressed with myself, to be honest, as the ACC expert of the group.
What else happened? Miami's dead.
You already said that. Move on. Get a new tagline.
Kentucky sucks. Michigan's apparently cheating. Did you guys see this?
Because they're cheating. Because they cheated against us.
They cheated. They're stealing plays. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I mean, who cares? Like you steal play. Like who cares? Like get better plays. Like get a better way to pick your plays. Like I'm sorry. Like no one cares. No one cares.
Was it needed? Do they need to steal plays to beat you guys, Tyler?
Oh, they only won by like 35. So maybe they would have only won by 21. So maybe.
Apparently, he was at the game.
What else happened last week? Oh, maybe the best game of college football played so far. And yes, the score was high, but there was a lot of defense being played. Oregon and Washington, there was a very high-scoring game. I picked Washington. But what an amazing game. And I think it was 38-35 or 35-32, whatever it was. Sounds like a high-scoring game. Lots of defense being played. I thought it was a fantastic game.
Well, especially those offenses up until this point were definitely scoring more than that. It was like, I mean, Penix himself, he's still putting up amazing numbers, but like they were scoring like 50 points a game at one point. So
there were
definitely
some questionable calls, and I want to know you guys' take on this. With Lanning going for it every time. I know you can Monday morning quarterback it. I know that he might have. I loved it. Even with all that being said, I loved him going for the win because that's the kind of game where you have to go for the win. And you know what? He came up a field goal kick short of a tie. Yeah, like that's. I would have done the same exact thing every time, and I think he would. I mean, maybe before the half you kick it, but even then, I would go. You score touchdowns to win. You play to win the game, not to tie. So I loved his aggressiveness.
I will say that it was definitely in the tradition of prior Oregon coaches. Chip Kelly, for example, notorious for just going for it, right? I mean, we're not going to talk about the other prior Oregon coach who's now coaching Miami, but
because he doesn't know how to kneel on the ball and knows how to kill. He killed an entire program with not kneeling the ball one time.
First of all, it's only been 2 weeks.
It's dead. You're gonna start losing. You're gonna start losing all your recruits. You're dead.
They would have already bailed, but they're waiting for the FSU game. Maybe I don't know. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Dead.
I don't think they are. But my point is that aggressive play is a hallmark of Oregon football. So I guess that's good. But the other side of it is, can Oregon recover from this to actually get back into the Pac-12 championship?
Yeah, I think these guys are playing each other again.
And that'll be very interesting if that happens. There he is. What's
There
up,
he
Don?
is.
Yeah, I think they're going to play each other. What's up, Don? I think they're going to play each other again. I think that was probably the best game. That and the Notre Dame Ohio State game, probably the two best games of the year so far.
I'd agree. Well, yeah, probably. I mean, Texas Oklahoma was really exciting, but I don't necessarily think it was the
wasn't
best
close.
football all year.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
The comeback is where
Wait, did that happen this week? Did Colorado lose after being up 29? Was that this week? So we can
Yeah.
stop talking about them, right? Like we don't have to do this anymore.
right.
Cardiac Colorado, man. Always got to go to overtime, right? Like,
You know,
that's
it
just
might
the
have been.
fucking
I
thing.
don't know what's worse: not kneeling on the ball when you clearly won the game. You probably should kneel on the ball because then you just killed your entire program. Like they're deader than like SMU.
Who's not that dead? Calm down.
SMU, it took them 30 years. I mean, you
Well.
guys are dead. Rob, that's right. You always have the Bronco. Okay, well, you know. Anyway, is that worse?
You wait
Or is
2
Deion
weeks and be
Sanders
lording your
worse?
shit over him.
Or is it Deion Sanders when they're up 29? They only run the ball like I think it was 8 times in the second half. Up 29. What's the worst job of coaching?
That's pretty fucking bad.
Well, I mean, it's clearly Miami, but this is second. This is second.
I'm just waiting, Johnny. Johnny, you don't root for teams that are good enough to pull this shit. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm not, Rob. I'm this mad as a second team fan.
Well, but
Like,
that's the
my
thing.
team
Like,
is always
you're bringing the bad juju
me
in
off
because
worse than
you're trying to
Notre
throw that
Dame.
shit out there.
They're now pissing me off more than Notre Dame ever has, which is saying a lot. Like, you just kneel on the ball. It's not a fucking hard thing to just take a fucking knee. Lay down. Sit on it. Just take a nap with it. Put your head on the like a pillow. Just fucking fall on the ball. What do you do? Oh, my God. That team is dead. They're dead. They're dead.
Like I said, Johnny, you're getting more upset about this than me because the program still exists. And also, we have Clemson this weekend. We have fucking FSU in 3 weeks. Like,
Dead.
we're going to have opportunities. We probably will fuck them up, at which point we can officially declare them dead. But
I'm sorry about that. But I would have to say, I mean, did you guys watch them? I mean, Notre Dame is a really good football team. Like, the Louisville spot was a clear game where you always going to let down. That's like that was their 7th straight week playing. They're on the road after a game that they were going to lose that game. No matter what, like you're going to lose that game. We're a really good fucking football team. We have a really good fucking defense, and we have a really good quarterback, and we have a really good running back, and we're not going to make the playoff, but we're going to smash every team the rest of the year. And we're going to make a New Year's Six Bowl, and we're going to smash whoever finally. We're finally going to win a New Year's Six Bowl, first time since 1993.
reasonable goal.
I love the way that we played. I love it. And fucking 4 touchdowns because our defense was just. Caleb Williams is not that good. I've been telling you, he's not that good, and he proved it.
So who's our Heisman? Who's our Heisman contenders now?
It's Penix.
And that's it, right?
I mean, Bo Nix didn't.
Dylan Gabriel's in there.
Dylan Gabriel has an outside chance. I mean, he is left-handed and white, but he has an outside chance. They don't play anybody the rest of the year, so that's going to be a downfall. I think you got to look at. I hate to say it, but they got big games coming up. You got to look at Corum. I don't like it because I think Michigan is unbelievably overrated. I don't think that there's like a big stand. I would say Penix is 1, and then probably a drop down to like 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't even give you a list right now. I don't even know who that would. I don't think I can fill that list right now. Maybe May is 5. Bo Nix is still in the conversation. Other than that, guys, I really don't know.
Well, that's why I was wondering, because if we're just looking at big matchups the rest of the year, that's fine. But like, we're kind of
Dylan Gabriel's
small.
really playing like Little Sisters of the Poor for the next 6 weeks until they play Texas again.
That's what I mean. Like, we're kind of just stalling till November, essentially. I mean, no, we have a couple big games this weekend, but nothing major until like Thanksgiving time. That's when everything hits the fan.
There's actually big games, but there's not big players. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're big team. It's good teams, but not like standout stars that are like playing each other. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess Jordan Travis has an outside chance if he goes and he beats UNC, and he goes and he beats Miami and puts up numbers like maybe that's his name you could look for. But like they already beat LSU. I mean, that might be a name actually worth putting some money on.
Well, they would have to actually win out and do well. Like, I know that they decided before the championship.
They have to be into the playoffs, but I think they could.
But they have to comfortably. I mean, he has to be the reason they're in the playoff, not just because they're a good team. Because FSU has all the talent. So, I mean, not all the talent, but you know, they've got a lot of good players around him, etc. But Travis has to be like the guy.
And Michigan's like your number 2 ranked team. They're running backs by committee. It's him and Edwards, and JJ is not a good quarterback, and even he's not even close. Georgia lost their Heisman, and Beck isn't a Heisman candidate. Their running back's not a Heisman candidate. Like, it's a very weird. Ohio State has Kyle McCord, who you saw against Notre Dame, can't really play that well against good teams. Harrison got shut down. Like, there's not like a outstanding player right now, except I think Penix. I think Tyler would agree.
100%. It's Penix on a plateau. Everyone else is looking at him.
And that might not be the best player, but right now that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, I mean, any one of the quarterbacks out of the Pac-12, I guess, have that shot if they pull a rabbit out of a hat. But Penix is clearly the best of those guys, and that's in that conference. So that's what I mean. Outside of that conference, nobody else. Dylan Gabriel, I guess, but there's just nobody else that's like established themselves as a front runner. Even for
I will give Dylan Gabriel. He did have his moment against like the Heisman moment, like that big run down the middle of the field was a huge run. Like, that was a huge run to win. I mean, Texas just let him run down the field. That was like a Heisman moment. I think it was 3rd and like 7 on that play, and he scampers for like 27 yards or whatever.
Yep.
That was a Heisman moment play. But I can't think of like, I guess the drive by Penix, but that really wasn't. There wasn't a moment in there. You know how you always have to have a moment? I think Dylan Gabriel has the best moment right now.
Yep. And I say it every year. It's the Heisman moment.
He had 2 in that drive, because even the touchdown pass itself, he was under pressure and he ducked and just knew exactly where his guy was going. He had already seen the breakdown in the communication, and he was just making sure that everybody bid on it before he turned and basically threw it no look to the back of the end zone. So that play in and of itself was extremely impressive. And of course, they didn't even like spike the ball once. They just ran every single play. It was a perfect
right down the field.
It was
no timeouts left and no spiking the ball. They just perfectly timed it out and had 15 seconds left over. So,
but that's why I think a guy like if Jordan Travis, you know, they're playing Duke this week. I don't think Leonard's going to be playing, but you know, you beat Duke. That's a good win. Duke's a good win. It's not a great win, but it's a good win. Then they have a high. If he has a moment against Miami, because you know everybody's gonna be watching that game, he pulls off something out of his ass. You know, goes 31 for 35 for 400 yards. You know what I mean? Like that's and he could do it. I'm not saying he's going to do it. I don't think he will, but He could.
I guess the issue is that outside of like the ACC as generally better than average as the as the conference is, there's no marquee matchup for him at this point because Duke's kind of fallen off. They're still a really good team. Miami's clearly fallen off, and even though we
But
might
it's
give
still
them a game,
Miami. It's still Miami, though.
what I mean is that it's not the same as
Yeah, their biggest game is going to be UNC.
yeah, their biggest
And
game's going to be UNC.
but he still has that. The problem with everybody else, like I said, Gabriel doesn't have a moment coming. No one in the SEC really has like the standing. I guess Corum could because he does have Penn State and Ohio State that he can still like rack up some clippings and the Pac-12 guys, Bo Nix comes out and balls and Penix can still ball against good teams. I guess it's like the opportunity to score higher in the Heisman voting.
Yeah, but Gabriel's only issue is he already had his Heisman moment. It's very early, so I guess it's good for him though. If nobody else has a Heisman moment since then, for the rest of the year, because there just aren't many opportunities,
and they make the playoff, yeah.
And they make the playoffs, then it's Penix and Gabriel, and we'll see. But yeah, it's kind of a weird race this year where it's not even just that part doesn't seem as fun to me. So the games will be good. I know we've got some good ones coming up. So
yeah, I mean, like they said, there's not a big star name out there. Like there's not. I mean, even last year with Caleb Williams, I don't think he wasn't that good.
Well, that was who he's throwing to as well. Jordan Addison and all them. Like it was the show because they'd all transferred USC for Lincoln Riley's first year, and it was a lot of hoopla, and then he cashed in on it, and that was cool.
Like I think one of the best. I think like a top 3 quarterback in the draft is playing for a team that I think is now 2-4. That's South Carolina, and I don't care what you say. Spencer Rattler is a hell of a quarterback, and he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. He is. Watch the tape. Watch the tape. Watch the tape.
I am of the opinion that Spencer Rattler will be a good NFL quarterback if he goes in with humility and modesty and realizes he's not.
Like how they said this might be a really good quarterback like class. Guys, I don't see it. No. Michael Penix is a hell of a college quarterback. Bo Nix is a hell of a college quarterback. Caleb Williams is a great college quarterback. I think the best NFL ready guy right now is Shedeur Sanders. And it's like, he's show, but now that kid reads defenses and he can ball and he has the athleticism. I think he's the best pro ready quarterback right now. And then I think a guy that could be steady. I don't think he's ever gonna. I think your Kirk Cousins in this draft is playing for Notre Dame. He is Kirk Cousins. If you want to win 10 games and go to the playoffs and lose, you draft him. And then I think Spencer Rattler could be a tweener guy. He could go up or down. I'm not seeing this great draft class. I'm not at all.
I would love to see Shedeur Sanders with an actual offensive line. That would be very.
I think he would be unbelievable. I love Sammy Hartman. Hands up. Shedeur Sanders on Notre Dame. Boys. I'm about to get a hard on. Shedeur Sanders on Notre Dame would be fucking. We might never not score a touchdown when we got the ball. We would probably score a touchdown every single possession. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's a lot of what ifs out there, but like I said, right now it just seems like kind of almost a boring Heisman race.
It's kind of been not a boring season. Okay, yeah. It's been a boring season altogether, but the weeks have been exciting, if that makes sense. Like, the storylines are not really on developing. It's kind of just being, like, Rob, I think you said it earlier. It's like a stagnant year. Like, we're still waiting. And this is why the Pac-12 is awesome, because the Pac-12 games get a little earlier in. Notre Dame's exciting because they actually play people early. And I'm not just giving them because they play teams early in the season. Texas played Oklahoma a little bit earlier, like the SEC, like I guess this week is like Tennessee, Bama, like they're finally starting to play. Like these conferences wait too fucking long to play the good teams, and it just gets to be monotonous. Like it's like oh, like here comes another Rutgers fucking Michigan game. Here comes Michigan, Indiana. Here comes Michigan, Northwestern. Like it gets to be annoying, and that's why I love watching teams like James Madison play. Or I watch the other conferences because at least they're playing schools and it's competitive. I hate the fucking 51-3, 38-10 every single week. Like how can fans of Ohio State and Michigan and the SEC schools just watch that? How can they do that? It's got to be annoying.
Because it's like a religion to them. It's just what you do every week.
But like I love Notre Dame, and I come in and complain about it. Rob, you love Miami, and JC's Mizzou. Like they're always. But I know they're going to lose, but like at least they're playing teams. At least like that it could go either way. Like how can you just sit there and just cheer for it? Yeah, let's go to the game. Ohio State's playing fucking Akron. We really got to give them a go. I'll give Ohio State credit for playing Notre Dame early. I get that, but like Michigan, I can't get off this Michigan thing. Like, they haven't played anybody. We don't know how good they are. And they're number 2 in the country because why? Why?
Has Georgia played anybody? I mean, they have, but not really.
I mean, Kentucky was ranked when they blew them out. No, Georgia hasn't played dick.
Yeah. South Carolina? No. It's not a good team.
South Carolina has a quarterback with 0 offensive line, 0 weapons, and a really bad defense, and they almost lost. Like Georgia, they haven't. It's just I hate it. It's annoying. You don't test yourselves. I don't like it. So that's why It's been like we've had some teams that play games early that make it exciting, but it is for overall. It's been kind of monotonous, and it's going to start turning up here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, so who do we have this week? What's going on? I mean, I know a couple of the big games, but like. What do we have on top?
Let's do some picks, boys. Let's go over the records real quick because it tightened up a lot last week. After these picks, last week, 3.
Do it again. You got to do it again.
You got to do it again. You froze.
Last week, Tyler went 12-3 on his picks.
Damn.
I went 10-6. Rob, no, I went 10-6. Tyler, excuse me, you went 12-4. Sorry, 12-4.
16.
Rob, I went 10-6. Rob and JC, you guys tied at 9-7, and no one cares about you.
Still over 500. God, that's impressive.
And now for the year, boys. Listen how close this race is. JC, you're not close because you're 28-12 because you missed a couple weeks. 28-12 is fantastic. Listen to this, guys. I'm 45-28. Tyler's 46-27. Rob, you're 47-26. We are right there. And that's with going off the rail a couple times. We've been very good, boys.
I'm a terrible front runner, so someone needs to catch up now. I can blow you out at the end of the
Someone on a calculator, because I'm like, what is the percentage of 45-28?
It's about 67%. 66.
That's ridiculous.
62.
That's
62.
okay. So I'm at 62. Tyler's probably at 63. Rob's at 64. And JC's at like 70 something.
No. No. I am. Hold on. I'll tell you.
68.
No. You said I'm 28-12?
Yeah, it's 28 out of 40. So that's
Hi, it's 70%.
28.
70%.
70 on the dot.
Yeah, so you're doing pretty fucking well there, bud. So we're all above 63%. That's impressive, boys. And we also do, like, I do ridiculous picks, like I take South Carolina to beat Georgia sometimes, okay? That means all of my other picks that are real are right. Like all the tweener games, I'm hammering right. So I don't know. Hold on.
Miami games I'm picking right.
What's that?
All the times I pick against Miami are right.
Well, that's because they suck, though.
All right. So let's get into it. That wants to get some stuff.
Christmas is coming, right? We got to get that Christmas money.
UConn? Talk to me about UConn.
South Florida.
UConn, South Florida. That's the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, South Florida gave Bama a run.
So let's see. Take UConn plus 105 just as a money line.
Boom, we're back in, boys. All right, let's start picking the games.
Yeah. We got one from Don. We could start with a nice little teaser.
Who are they playing?
UConn's playing South Florida.
No.
So Don, I grew up watching UConn. I'm from Connecticut. I actually, that's the team I want to see succeed. It's kind of like a fucking Missouri fan over here, or UTEP over here, right? It's why not? They're not going to win.
If UConn can run the ball with their running back, but their quarterbacks though. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't like that game.
They're inconsistent. They haven't put together 4 quarters all year, bud.
All right.
Fuck Texas Tech.
Rutgers minus 5.5 at Indiana. We're picking this game because Rutgers, I believe, is 5-1.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Say that matchup again. Who?
Rutgers is minus 5.5 at Indiana. Remember, guys, if you're watching this, we pick the winners. We do not pick the spread. Spreads come tomorrow.
Rutgers is 5-2.
5-2. Still pretty good.
Still pretty good. Shiano ball, huh? They're at Indiana?
Yeah, I'm taking Rutgers.
That seems like the safe bet. I guess I go second, right?
I'm taking Rutgers, but I think Indiana covers.
Man.
3-point ball game. This has 3-point ball game written all over it.
It's Shiano, so it's definitely a 3-point ball game. I'll go with Rutgers. I think he'll know to kneel the ball. That's for damn sure. So we'll go with that.
You want me to get going on that again? You're going to bring that up?
Johnny, you brought it up 3 times when I said no, let's not do this anymore. So I have 2 more get out of jail free cards.
JC, who you got?
I got Rutgers. I got to stick with. Yeah.
Tyler?
Consensus pick.
Just so you guys know, we went 4-1 in our consensus picks last week. Do you guys know which game we lost?
No.
No.
BYU got killed.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah, that's the only game I really think was.
Next game, boys. Battle of teams that are better than people thought. Oklahoma State +3 at West Virginia.
Well, I'm going to go first since we rotate. Oklahoma State is not going to win in West Virginia. That is not going to happen. So West Virginia, please.
JC.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm going to keep betting against Oklahoma State all season.
Do they cover the points?
You want them to let out, JC.
Do they
What
cover
are the points?
Oklahoma's getting 3.
Yep.
Ooh.
And they cover? Okay, Tyler, you're taking West Virginia?
Yeah. Because something's not right at Oklahoma State. Just something's off. I can't.
Boy, I've been riding West Virginia all year long. I'm fucking mountaineer. I'm taking Oklahoma State.
Wow.
Now there's a man who doesn't want the mullet to go away.
That line's weird for me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess Oklahoma State, they are Big 12, right? So they do go up there quite a bit, but still, that's a tough place to play. Is it
low key?
early?
Low key. That's a high elevation. It's like 3,500 feet. It's not that high, but you come from Oklahoma. The 3,500. I mean, it's not thin air, but I'm just might fuck you up a little bit.
Well, so what is it? A noon game or is it a night game?
I think it's an early game.
Okay, then that actually benefits Oklahoma State, I think, because it gets cold. It gets fucking cold up there. Up in
Also,
the
I need to make up some picks, so I've got to pick a couple games against you guys so I can bring it up.
2:30 game.
2:30 game.
Yeah, it's still too early. Okay, so it's not really a night game. All right. Anyway, keep
All
moving.
right. Wazoo plus 19 at number 9 Oregon.
Oh my god. So we're picking winners in this. Oh man.
So JC already thinks Wazoo's covering the spread.
Yeah. I guess if I got to stick with the win, although I did this last week to myself, I picked Oregon to win over Washington, even though I felt that Washington. Fuck. All right, I'll pick Oregon.
Tyler,
Oregon.
Rob.
You're supposed to go next, buddy.
Oh, me. I think people might say, "Oh, this might be a letdown." Spot. This is a reverse letdown spot here. This is a Oregon is pissed and they're gonna fucking destroy a decent team. I think Oregon wins this game by 28 points.
So,
And I don't think Wazoo's a bad team either. I'm not trying to like put them down. I just think this is I know they say hungry dogs run faster. This is a hungry dog that got like its ass whipped by a bigger dog, is now playing a little dog. So it's going to beat their ass.
and it's in Oregon, right? It's in the zoo. So I think that has huge impact. And I think that Wazoo, for all intents and purposes, is, we'll call it the rich man's version of Colorado, right? Like I think they're very, very similar in their makeup. And I think that Oregon will take the same exact approach that they took to Colorado, and they will just bully these guys all over the field. And Cam's not going to have a good time. I want to believe that they will sneak in and cover at the very end, like late fourth quarter when it's a game. Yeah, I think at the back door, but I think that I don't think Wazoo can beat these guys at home.
Another consensus. All right, boys. 17 Tennessee plus 9 at Bama.
It's TA's turn.
I know what he said, but he's muted.
Bama. Going Alabama.
See, I want to pick Tennessee here, and Tennessee's just not the Tennessee from last year. They're not the explosive. They're very much like a poor man's Bama. Really, they can play good defense, which is weird for Tennessee. They can throw the ball deep down the field sometimes, but it's just a battle of bad quarterbacks, and Alabama's a better team. So I'm picking Alabama.
It's in Tuscaloosa.
And this is payback.
This is payback. Tuscaloosa isn't obviously a guarantee for these folks this year, but I don't see Alabama taking a ton of chances with this game.
It's a matchup game. I want to pick Tennessee. If Tennessee had the offense it did last year, I would be picking Tennessee.
Yeah, they don't. Alabama's not the best this year either, but I think it's gonna be boring. I'm thinking
this is going to be
Alabama beating LSU.
This is a Big Ten game. This is going to be 23-17.
If we're lucky, yeah. I'm thinking it's that fucking.
Yep.
Well, thank you, God. That's facts, but so that just means it's going to be a shitty ass game. I'll go with Alabama. What you said was 9 points. They're getting 9 points. That seems high, but
the reason why it seems high is also while I'll be taking Alabama minus the points as well. That because everybody's going to be taking the points in Tennessee. Everybody.
Yeah, Alabama.
So this was about to be a consensus pick, but I just realized I'm wearing orange tonight. So fuck it, why not? Let's go.
Wow.
Hold on to that when we get to Clemson versus Miami.
Yeah, I mean, you already picked West Virginia to lose to Oklahoma State, but that's all right.
I told you, OK State doesn't count, man. I'm betting against them the whole year.
All right, boys.
Anti-mullet.
This is a low-key good game, too, in the SEC. Number 13, Ole Miss, minus 6.5 at Auburn on the Plains. This is my game. I go first here.
Yeah.
They're gonna get him. They're gonna get one of these big teams. They're going to. I'm taking Auburn, dude. I'm gonna take Auburn. I'm gonna take Auburn. Defense. Lane fucking being Lane. He'll fuck this up somehow. And it's on the Plains, man. And it's War Eagle. And Ole Miss isn't that great.
So I do think Ole Miss is overrated.
Although I don't think – I think Auburn gets Bama this year. That's kind of why I don't want to pick him here, but I'll take him. I'll take him.
So I'm going to go with you, Johnny, on this one because I think Auburn's biggest struggle is that they couldn't generate points, but I don't think that'll be a problem against Ole Miss. Ole Miss doesn't have a defense. And they're playing at home. And if they get any sort of momentum going, all of a sudden that offense will click and be like, where the fuck have you guys been for 2 months?
And yeah, weird shit always happens at Jordan Hare, so that's why.
I'm
JC.
picking up.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss.
Good pick. I like it.
Technically an orange team. I know it's Auburn, but still.
Any analysis behind that, or you just yeah?
So I mean, I was just trying to check back on the games Auburn lost versus Ole Miss's matchups and kind of see how that shakes out. And there's not a lot there to really pick from, but I'm just thinking Ole Miss is going to be able to pull it off. Originally, I was thinking Auburn at home was the real ticket, but someone's telling me Ole Miss.
He's literally his cup is literally Auburn colors.
It's intuition, man. That's a fact. That is true. That is true.
I might actually hammer Auburn this week. Now. Tyler,
It's Ole Miss. It's good. Auburn's 0-3 conference-wise. You expect them to get their first conference win here?
they're gonna they're gonna beat somebody big in the SEC. They always do.
I don't think it's Ole Miss. They've
I
been.
think you might be right. It's either gonna be Ole Miss or Bama, though. I'm telling you.
I'm going Ole Miss. That's for sure.
Next game, big game, Braves game. It kind of sucks the quarterbacks out, though. I don't know if he's playing. Tyler, check for me. 16 Duke plus 14 at FSU, number 4 in the country, FSU.
On it.
I think Leonard is still out.
Yeah, please double check for me. This is my game and ACC special.
Come on.
I think he's still out.
Yeah. He is.
I'm going to say it doesn't matter. So, FSU fans have literally been saying for months that they were more scared of the Duke game than they were of the Clemson game. The ones that I know anyway. And I know a lot of Florida State fans, unfortunately. So, if their coach is all he's cracked up to be, and don't get me wrong, he's better than my coach, so that's not even a fucking argument. But if he's all he's cracked up to be, he will have been preparing for this specific game, just like his fans have been preparing for this specific game for months. So FSU should get out of this game with the win. They should squeak it out.
They say he's got a chance to play.
That means he's not playing. That means he's not playing. That means
This is what the coach said. I've said this to everyone. We will not put him in a position to put that ankle at risk, but I do think there's a chance we're able to get him back healthy on Saturday and be able to play at the level he is capable of playing.
No, they're just not. They're doing that so they protect him, so that they don't know who to. They don't know who to.
Sounds a bit of lip service. Yeah,
But like I said, it should not matter. It shouldn't matter. Florida State, number 4 in the country. Blah 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 blah. All the things that we said.
Rob's hedging is bad. I love it, Rob. I love what you're doing right now. You're mentally hedging. I love it. I do it all the time.
They gotta be fucking ready for this game. All of their fans have been waiting for this shit. So if the players and the coaches aren't ready, then what the fuck?
I think FSU is going to pull it off. I wanted the upset, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Tyler?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, JC. I don't think the upset happens.
All right, boys. I guess I'm the only one that. No, dude. FSU wins by like 30. I want
It's
to.
like
I
a
want to.
28-point game, even if he plays.
I want to, but I think FSU wins by a lot. All right, next game. JC, you're picking first. Clemson -3 at Miami.
Perfect timing.
Oh,
Boy. What
I
do you
mean,
got, Orange boy?
both teams have orange,
That's what I mean.
kind of, right? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh,
It's
is it my side or is it JC's?
Yeah, it's JC's turn.
You're sticking with me? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 0 zero analysis on this. 0.
I'm picking Miami.
I am picking Miami.
See, and that's a good thing for Clemson. If it was Miami coming off a bye, guaranteed loss.
Tyler, who you got?
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit, Don.
Rob, don't screw this up, Miami.
All right, listen.
Hold on. JC, you picked Miami too?
I did.
Listen.
I've been down on Miami, but I think this is a really bad Clemson season.
Yes.
I think Miami wins this at home.
Miami has all the better players, all the better talent. They have everything better except for coach, which Dabo Swinney's a better coach because he would have need on the ball. I'm not going to keep bringing that up.
It's home for Miami, Don.
Yeah,
No, he's saying there's a lot of
it might be a
Clemson
home
fans.
game, though, because no one shows up to
We'll get
Miami.
there. We'll get there.
I am hammering Clemson here because Miami's dead to me. They will always be dead to me. They don't even know how to kneel on a fucking ball. Give me Clemson by 30 points here.
What is the line for this game? I think Miami's favored, but
No, Clemson's given 3.
oh, they're getting 3? Oh, okay.
Miami's getting 3.
Yeah. So, Don, just to address your point, that's fine that there's Clemson people coming down for whatever and blah, blah, blah.
Miami
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
lose this game because they're playing Clemson. Miami loses this game because Miami has to play Miami.
Yes. So, Don, I don't know if you've been to a Miami game. It's an NFL-sized stadium, so you need a lot of fucking fans to really make a difference. Or they have to be insanely loud, which I'm going to be honest, I've been to Clemson games against Miami. They're not a particularly loud bunch. Like, they aren't on the road. They don't travel well. But that doesn't matter because if Cristobal loses this game, and he does it in stunning fashion, then this will be the second time that Clemson knocks out a Miami coach while playing in Miami, because they already destroyed Al Golden and literally got him fired the next week. But losing 3 games in a row leading up to this game, he'll be done after this season. That's how it's going to go. If he loses 3 games in a row, Georgia Tech, North Carolina, and then Clemson at home on a down year, he's over. Yeah, that's a good call. It's going to be it's going to be bad. So, with that said, I also am going to pick Clemson.
Good boy.
Atta kid, he
So
didn't
we're
screw it up.
2-2? 2-2. All right.
I won.
I think that's the first game that we're 2-2. No, we had another game. Okay. Next game, South Carolina +7.5 at Mizzou. Mizzou is ranked 20th in the country right now. And this one is going to Tyler.
Mizzou. I've enjoyed watching them. It's been fun to watch.
I like hearing that.
Guys, I'm not picking Mizzou anytime, anywhere, any place unless they play Kentucky. They are not that good. Give me Spencer to pull it off. Give me the points and the upset. South Carolina, it's Missouri, guys. They're going to find a way to fuck this up.
But that's the thing. They miraculously come out of it each time, it seems like.
61-yard field goal, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, they also lost to LSU because all they do is lose to LSU. And Missouri doesn't beat South Carolina ever.
So we're really leaning on Doja Cat for this one, huh?
Doja
Yes.
Cat.
Yep. Hold on.
Okay. So I could see that. I mean, so it was a big win for Missouri last week, right?
Such a
Yeah.
letdown spot.
So I'm worried about JC. I'm worried about that big because from what I've seen, Mizzou is a very temperamental team.
Yes,
Not worse than Miami. Again, Miami the
true.
fucking worst temperamental team of all time. But I think they're going to take South Carolina for granted, even though they shouldn't because they're Missouri. So I will take South Carolina. Don't fail me, Doja.
Mizzou is mentally tough, man. Some of their mistakes would totally deflate any other team's games.
Yeah, they're not, though, because they lost to LSU because that's who they lose to every
So, TA, that's like
But then they beat Kentucky, who they lose to every year.
Because I guarantee you, half the shit that happened in Mizzou happened in Nebraska. We're losing by a huge deficit.
that's a really nice analysis for saying that we beat ourselves. Like that's the Mizzou way. That's yes, bad things happen and we can kind of stay in a game, but ultimately we beat ourselves. So that's a problem.
At least it's not drastic to the point where you're like, oh boy, I'm gonna start.
So I did have to pull up some history because I pulled up history on the Kentucky game and was shocked to find out that Kentucky led in the series against Mizzou.
Which is embarrassing.
Mizzou leads against against South Carolina.
What about recently?
They are on a 4-game win streak.
What?
Mizzou is. That's interesting.
Mizzou is.
Yeah, Mizzou is. That's right. Shit.
And their home record is 3-2. So they are on a winning home record. And I'm saying I'm picking fucking Mizzou anyway. I'm just talking all this just to throw it all out there. I'm picking
You're not
Mizzou.
changing my mind. This is a letdown spot for Mizzou.
Listen, Spencer Rattler, I've kind of, even though I did the Doja Cat thing or whatever, I've been rooting for him. Like, I want him to succeed. And Johnny B just dropped off for me to say this. So come on back so I can tell you. Come on. Come on.
Creepy pops back in. There you go.
There he is.
Anyway, Spencer Rattler, what?
So what I was in the middle of saying is I've been rooting for Spencer. I've been wanting him to do well. When you lift him up, I say, you know what? I want this to be the week. Show me. And
He's
hasn't
going
really
to
done
Show Me State.
Clever.
You're welcome, America. That one's free, America. That was the fucking good one. Rob literally left the building.
I hate it.
Go fuck yourself. Mizzou.
I might take Spencer Rattler over 7 touchdowns for plus 8,000.
He's going to score as many as the Nebraska Northwestern game.
He's going to score as many as Alabama's thrown touchdowns all year.
All year.
All right, boys. Next game, big matchup in the Big Ten West. Wisconsin -3 at Illinois.
God.
Illinois coming off a big win. Wisconsin coming off a big loss.
So,
Oh, it's my pick, right?
Yep.
yeah.
Can I pick? Who cares?
You picked the game.
I'm picking. I'm gonna pick Bielema and his experience coaching because I honestly don't know much about either team except for they're boring as fuck and there are way too many white people playing skill position.
You at least picked right.
I'm going to pick, well, I know for sure that a team that Bielema's coached before will win this game. So that much I know is true. Fine, I'll take the homer pick. I went to school at Illinois, among other places. Let's go ILL-INI.
JC.
You have to pick
I'm
the
not.
J-
I'm not committed
orange.
to the orange. I was just gonna say I'm not committed to the orange.
He's picking against the orange every time.
I know.
Yeah, it was one pick. God almighty. Illinois' losses do not. Oh.
They're brutal. They're brutal losses.
Very battle.
Like, how can I pick Illinois on this game? I can't.
If it's any consolation, we beat the teams that we're supposed to beat. We don't show up against the teams that we're supposed to rise to the occasion for. I feel like Wisconsin's very mid, though. I feel like they're at the same level.
Yes, they're all white wide receivers. Yeah.
Fuck it. We'll go Illinois.
Wow.
Yeah, there's our orange guy.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Well, it's a consensus pick because I'm doing it to Illinois.
Well, clearly I'm going to say that I'm going to hammer Wisconsin now because we're all.
Yes.
Yeah, we like it. You get it. Next game in the big. Here we go in the big fucking Big Ten West again. Minnesota plus 3.5 at 24 Iowa. Rob, go ahead.
I love this.
I hate. Why are we picking so many Big Ten games? Anyway, it's fine.
Dancing around the premier one. That's
Yeah, the premier one, which is the one that you have in your thing.
worst game out there in the Big Ten.
That's why I keep thinking he's just going to pick the really shitty. All right, anyway.
Boy, there's not a lot of good games.
You keep saying that, but we have been saying that. Iowa, wait, this is at Iowa, right? This is at home.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way Ferentz is going to fucking lose this game and spoil his chance at a 11-1 season. I don't know. Iowa.
JC.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna throw some stuff at you. Minnesota is gonna win this football game.
Woohoo!
So they're 3-3, but they can score points, and that's where Iowa is gonna lose.
It fails. If you can score better than the other guy, then you
Okay,
probably.
All you got to do is score more
JC
points than the other guy.
His entire game plan is score more than the other team, and you might win.
Listen,
If you score more,
Madden
than
has the same strategy, okay? It definitely works.
Tyler. Area of expertise, boy.
This is just such a gross game, but God, I hope Minnesota wins. So I'm going Minnesota.
Every Iowa game is a gross game. Has there been one Iowa game that has been good to watch? That has been tolerable to watch.
Thanks, Black Friday last year.
Okay, there you go.
All right, I'm taking Iowa.
Good
So
luck.
2-2.
Good
Gross
luck.
game. Just gross.
2-2.
Because why? It's more fun when there's 2-2 because I don't really care. But it was a ranked game for the pick. Here's a non-ranked game that's actually.
God, they cannot score.
Here's a non-ranked
They
game that's
can't
actually.
score.
This is a non-ranked game that's actually going to be a lot better. It's TCU plus 6 at K-State.
Ooh.
Two teams that kind of can't really score.
JC?
But I like K-State.
K-State.
I'm a K-State, yep.
So, TA?
Tyler.
Reluctantly K-State.
I'm taking Kansas State. The new quarterback, Howard's out. I love the new quarterback. He threw for 5 touchdowns. I absolutely love K-State here to win big.
Don was on Iowa, minus 3.5.
I'm on it too, Don. I'm on it too.
Listen, perennially, when these two purple and silver schools from the Big 12 play each other, I have always picked K-State. Love the Little Apple. Love Snyder back in the day. This is my low-key favorite team in the Big 12 to root for is K-State. However, I'm going to go with the Horned Frogs here mostly so I can keep my edge on you fuckers. Or give up the game and then at least I can be making more interesting down the stretch. Whatever. I don't want a consensus pick on K-State. That feels wrong. So, TCU, Horned Frogs.
All right, boys. Next game. Maybe the biggest game in the Big Ten all year. Here we go. Number 2, Michigan. Minus 25 at Michigan State.
Come
What is
on.
wrong with you? Just pick the fucking
Why?
Nebraska game for TA.
Why?
It's so.
Who goes
Can we-
first here?
Can we just
TA
move on?
does.
Can we just move on?
Tyler, who are you picking?
Well, I guess I gotta pick Michigan. Because since it's not gonna be, it's probably not only gonna be a consensus pick, and then we
Boys, it's my pick, and I am hammering Michigan State. The points. They're done this week. The empire is over. Michigan State, after what happened last year with all their bullshit fighting, Michigan State comes out with some swag. Smarty comes out with some sick green and whites. Yeah, big bad Michigan. Michigan's they're a fucking, what's that fucking conference where the Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan?
Sunbelt.
They're just a really good MAC school. Michigan is just a really good MAC school. Fuck Michigan. Michigan State wins. They win one for their coach who was wrongfully accused of doing anything and then fired. Give me Michigan State here. I can't even tell you who's on their team. I know no one on their team. Give me Michigan State. Give me a huge shakeup of the college football playoff. Giving Michigan State to upset Michigan because you can never overlook a rival, guys. It doesn't
That's
matter.
true.
You can never overlook, especially an in-state one where they fucking hate each other. So I think little brother pisses all over big brother, and then Michigan's out, and then I can jerk. I'm
really glad he's freezing right here.
I will be jerking off to this game if Michigan State pulls this off.
Yeah, we got a preview when you froze up last.
So everything you're saying, Johnny, is absolutely correct, with two exceptions. One is that if they were going to win one for their coach who was wrongfully terminated, whatever, they have had like a month to do that, and they haven't done that.
Yeah, but they've been playing nobody, so it doesn't matter.
And still losing. And then two, like if they haven't been waiting a month to like enrage to do this, because that's not how this works. But two, while Michigan is definitely nothing more than a good MAC team, Michigan State is nothing more than a bad MAC team, like a really bad MAC team. So I'm picking Michigan in this one, not because they're a good team, but because Michigan State
Is not good.
they just don't have it this year. They don't have. It's not even like they've shown flashes. They've got nothing so far. So this would be coming out of left field just in time for Johnny to masturbate all over the game. So
You guys do know what happens when I win this game. I'm going to just not stop talking, right?
good. Then you'll be stopped talking about fucking taking the knee, asshole.
Dude, I can't believe they did that.
JC, let's go, man.
I gotta
So as we're going through this, it gave me some time. I wanted to look up Michigan State's uniform combo for this week.
The real research.
I sold them on the green and whites. I sold them on the green and whites. I saw as soon as I said green and whites, his eyes lit up.
But they're going with an all black combo.
Oh, we're winning by a million. By a million.
And I think fuck it, I'm going Michigan State.
Love it.
Let's go.
They're just dressing for their own funeral. That's fine. Talk about the death of a program. You want to fucking talk about a program being dead, bro. This is their only shot all year. If Michigan State pulls this off, then they will not have a, quote, dead program.
Michigan State has beaten Michigan in very high. I'm just saying it's happened
Oh,
before.
I know. I get it. I remember those times, but they actually had a coach, D'Antoni, right?
And guess who's their interim coach?
Is it Mike D'Antoni?
Suck it,
D'Antoni.
baby. Let's go. Suck it, baby. Let's go.
How is he back? Yeah,
He's-
they fired him.
He is Lansing, bro.
Oh man. Well,
I'm
history.
going to sprinkle this money line. I'm going to put like $10 on this money line, and it's probably like at like 2,000, and I'm just going to win an easy $200. Like easy money.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here we go, boys. Number 14, Utah, +7 at number 18, USC.
You're up, Johnny.
I think Utah is a bad version of Notre Dame. Not bad, but like a poor man's version. And if this was at Utah, I think Utah wins by 2 scores. I think USC somehow bounces back here and makes themselves relevant for at least one more week.
Absolutely not. I have said from the beginning Utah was designed to beat USC. And even though USC just got beaten by, we'll say, the rich man version of Utah last week, that should not stop Utah from doing what they were put on this earth to do this year, which is to fuck up USC. That's literally all this team is designed to do. Nothing else. Like obviously they beat Florida. Excellent, good stuff. But like the whole point of their season was to upset a team like USC.
It's to be Oregon and USC every year.
Yeah, but specifically the way that Oregon is not set up like USC, right? Oregon is set up to go toe-to-toe with a team like Utah. USC is not. So if Utah is going to make their season relevant, it was all about this game. So let's get it done.
All right, JC.
USC doesn't lose back-to-back.
I like it. Tyler.
Utah always has USC's number. And there was even some line movement maybe indicating that Cam Rising might be coming back.
They've been doing that for weeks. Cam Rising is playing next year because he's not coming back this year.
It's not what I just read, but that's okay. We'll still go with Utah.
Disclaimer, I hate USC, by the way. Hate USC.
Who are you talking about?
But they're not going to lose back-to-back to Utah.
Next pick, last pick before the big pick. Mississippi State plus 6.5 at Arkansas.
Oh, jeez.
Who's this to? This is to JC.
Well, no, actually, technically it's me.
Go ahead, Rob.
I would love to pass to JC because I really don't care about this game. And I know which one Johnny's picking because he's a homer. This is what he does. But I don't think that Mississippi State is a good team this year. I'm sorry. I know that's the Johnny Homer pick, but we're going with Arkansas.
JC.
Woo pig.
Tyler.
Mississippi State.
Ooh, baby.
Tyler, you're going to be on an island, bud, because KJ Jefferson showed me he's got some balls and some moxie, almost beating Alabama by himself. I'm taking KJ, Arkansas. I don't think Mississippi State's a very good team. They're fucked up on offense. They can't get Will Rogers going, which shouldn't be hard. He's one of the best passers of all time in the SEC. And Arnett doesn't know what the fuck he's doing playing offense. So I'm taking Arkansas.
I'll enjoy my seat on the island when I take the lead.
I hope you're right, because I want Mississippi State to win, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, boys. Jay, you got the pick of the biggest game of the week.
Oh, boy.
In the Big Ten East. It's number 7, Penn State, plus 5 at the Horseshoe, and number 3, Ohio State Buckeyes.
I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm going Penn State.
Well, it's not a whiteout game, so I guess they have that in their favor.
Tyler.
Yeah, Penn State as well.
Rob.
Really? Wow. All right. I was just discussing this with a friend of mine earlier and saying, what has James Franklin done since he left Vanderbilt?
Nothing.
He's beaten Ohio State once and Michigan once.
Congratulations. Has he actually made anything more of his career than if he had stayed at Vanderbilt and continued to build a program that has zero expectations versus his program?
He has made more money.
Probably, yes. But I mean, I know he has, but I'm saying, like, in terms of what he has to show for his career, has he actually met expectations anywhere versus exceeding expectations at Vanderbilt?
Probably his wife's bank account.
If he is a happy man, he probably has a separate one from his wife, because that is the way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Take it from a former divorce attorney. But I don't think that Franklin is going to pull it off this year. He should. There's no reason that he shouldn't. But I haven't seen anything from Penn State thus far to show me that they are able to go into the Horseshoe and pull this off. There is, I'm going to say it, no way that Ohio State's going to fuck this up at home. Give me Ohio State.
Listen, guys, I really, really want to take Penn State here. But Drew Allers hasn't really shown me that he is the guy any better than who was the kid that was there for the last fucking 12 years?
Clifford.
Clifford. He hasn't shown me that he's better than Clifford. Their defense is okay. They haven't played anybody.
Iowa.
Their big win was Iowa. Okay. Wow, they shut out Iowa. Well, I'm pretty sure the 8-man football team called the Tri-Valley Bears, where I used to go to high school, could shut out Iowa with 8 guys on their JV team. I think Ohio State might actually like blow them out here too. Like I just don't love Penn State. I don't love their offense. Their defense is good, but I think in the second half, like this might be a 2-score game in the second half, guys. I just don't see them scoring any points at all. They have good running backs. Ohio State will stop that because there's no threat on the offense to throw the ball down the field. Drew Allers hasn't really done anything to make me think how special he is. He hasn't done anything. So that's why I like Ohio State.
You think Ohio State comes out with the same exact strategy that they did for Notre Dame, since they already played basically a better version of this team?
I think that they played great against Notre Dame, their defense.
Nope, we lost him.
I'm back. I'm here. No, I think that they played good against Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's a better team than Penn State. And I think Ohio State beats them by 2. I really do. I don't see them running the ball like Notre Dame did on them. And there's no threat of There's not a threat. Like, there's not a threat of going downfield at all. They're going to have 9-10 guys in the box, and he's going to have to beat him with his arm, and I don't see that happening.
Two and two.
Boys, you want to cover anything on that?
Big Ten expert.
I just think it's going to be an ugly game, and the one who scores last when the freaking clock expires, I think, is going to win.
I agree. I honestly can't see Penn State's offense moving the ball, though. That's my problem.
And, like, other than Marvin Harrison Jr., Ohio State has, like, a similar problem.
Right, but I like the running backs better for them, I think.
That is true.
They also have the other kid who has not lived up to expectations.
Right.
And starts with an N, some African name. Great receiver. I don't remember. It's not Njoku, but it's like that.
I know.
He's a dynamic guy, but yeah, they've had to give him like reverses and stuff to get him into the game. I think that's coaching more than anything. I think he's a very talented receiver.
And it's a 12:00 game in the Horseshoe.
That's what
If this was an 8:00 game in Happy Valley, maybe. But I think I like Ohio State.
This just screams 2 sleepy teams.
And I think Ohio State covers.
Yeah.
JC, any analysis on your Penn State? I know you're from the Northeast and you people love them. So you're on mute.
I don't want Ohio State to win. Is that good enough?
I wanted to go with that too. I kind of wanted to go with that too because I hate Ohio State.
So if full disclosure, like sometimes like I just look at it and go, what's going to shake up this college football playoff the most and get some of these fuckers out of here that I don't want to keep seeing year after year, keep getting put in because of just that the old guard, right? It's just like the same fucking people. And I want teams to come in, plow them out, just definitively make the team exit the picture. And this would do that to Ohio State. If Penn State wins this game, Ohio State is out of the picture.
No, because then they can still beat Michigan. And Michigan can still beat Penn State.
But I think this year you have the Pac-12 influence. You have some other teams there that could push and just we could get Ohio State out of the picture this year. And this win needs to happen in order for that to be the case.
I say that's a good argument. They could, but now hear me out. Penn State beats Ohio State. Ohio State beats Michigan. Michigan beats Penn State.
Okay. So then
Penn State
You
you
doesn't
have
make the play.
Georgia, FSU,
That's a big
Washington.
clusterfuck. No, but then who goes? But then who goes to the Big 12? Who goes to the Big 10 championship? And then whoever wins that still going to the playoff. Whoever wins the Big 10 is going to the playoff. Fact. Even at Iowa at 12-1, if they win it.
Which they won't, because we'll be representing the West.
Tyler Shaw. It's just
So that we can ensure that whoever wins the Big Ten East is going to the playoff.
Because Nebraska will be represented in the Big 12 West. We'll
But
win.
just hear me out. Jay, honestly, whoever wins the Big 10 East is going to the playoff.
JC, I was right there with you, and I still am. But it would have to be what you guys are saying for this game and what Johnny was saying for the fucking Michigan State Michigan game. For it to be
would have to beat
where-
Michigan, and then Penn State would have to lose to Michigan, and then lose this game, and then Ohio State should have lost to Notre Dame already, and then they would have had to lose to some. It's just whoever wins this game is going to the playoff.
I don't know, man. Oh gosh, this gets real interesting, right? Because
The committee won't leave out a one-loss Big 10 school. They won't.
but does it open the door for Notre Dame?
no.
No.
What do you say?
If
You want
the Big
to get
if the
Notre
Big
Dame in
Ten
there
if
fourth.
the Big Ten teams start kind of knocking each other a little bit, like is a one-loss Big Ten team really better than a Notre Dame team?
This year, yeah, because they lost to Notre Dame, or because they beat Notre Dame.
So the only way
Man,
that
I
would
don't
work,
know.
JC, is if Iowa somehow manages to knock out
That,
them
Now,
win,
Ohio
and then
State-
them as a one-loss
Now,
team.
if Ohio State's the one-loss team that gets then knocked off by Iowa in the Big Ten championship, and Iowa goes in, maybe Iowa gets left out of the playoff. Maybe.
boy, I don't know. I root, but this is what I root for. Like I root for this.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
Yeah, now
so
that my team's out, I root for chaos. Like, I hope Penn State wins this game, and then I hope they go on to beat Michigan, and then I hope Ohio State beats Michigan, and then I hope Michigan State already lost to beats Michigan, and I hope Penn State loses to, I don't even know who's left on their schedule. Just
Anybody.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. I mean, this upset could happen, but that just creates so much more nonsense because Michigan probably will be undefeated when they play Ohio State, and then Ohio State's definitely going to beat Michigan, and it's just going to be a fucking menage a trois that nobody wants to watch. Sorry, Tyler, but I don't care about these three prima donna teams from the Big Ten. Nobody gives a fuck outside of the Big Ten. Outside of really those three states, nobody cares. So, but the committee's going to be all over it, so that's why I think Ohio State just has to win so that they're both undefeated when they play each other in the game, so that at least we know
Honestly,
who's going.
the best thing for us would be is if Ohio State blows out Penn State like they do every year, and they both go in undefeated, and then only one of them. If Ohio State beats them twice, or beats Michigan, and they're undefeated, or if Michigan just beats Ohio State, I don't want this I don't want this menage a trois. I don't want this. They beat them. Because then we got to talk about these fucking teams more. And I don't think it matters because whoever they play in the playoff is going to blow them out.
Yes.
My opinion.
90% sure that whoever they play in the playoff.
I'm even thinking Oklahoma could blow out any of these teams.
yeah.
I think Florida State can blow out all these teams. I know Georgia can. Georgia's proven that. I know it's a new year, but I don't. I don't know.
I don't think that any of these three teams have gotten better since last year. Not that Georgia's gotten better, but Georgia doesn't need to. They've been good enough to beat all three of these teams if they're not blowing them out at least. So,
All right,
But-
boys. That was a good episode.
I think we're good. We've already talked about these fucking teams too much, so all right. So let's make sure we get all of our sign-offs right. And the most important thing, TA, bet the over on the Nebraska Northwestern game.
Yeah, don't
Super
pick a side.
important.
Yeah, don't pick a side. It's all the trends are 500, and the only trend that's a positive is when Nebraska are double-digit favorites in the Northwestern series over the last 10 years. We are 7-3 when against the spread. So
Tyler, if you guys don't beat Northwestern, you're dead. You're dead right there with Miami.
21-20. Let's go. 21-20.
Wow, so you get a push on that 2 year dead.
Oh God.
I'm optimistic for the second half of the season. Okay.
All right, boys.
Good.
Have a
I'm
great-
not, clearly.
Have a great night. I love you. We'll be texting all day tomorrow. Everybody enjoy college football tomorrow. Couple good games. Starts off with a bang. 12 o'clock. Ohio State, Penn State. That's the way to get That's the way to get it going. I love the new Foxes. I love Fox's big game at 12. I love it. It gets the games going right away.
That's true.
But enjoy your night, guys, and just like always, keep it. Spike.